Welcome back. This is Elder Scrolls Online. I've been in the beta for a while, but it was under NDA, so I couldn't talk about it. But recently, the NDA was lifted, but unfortunately, when they lifted the NDA, there were no servers available to play, and you didn't want to use footage that was recorded during previous beta weekends because there were watermarks on it. So this weekend was the first weekend it was open, to my knowledge, that I had access to at least, after the NDA was lifted. Now, first thing, this is in 720p. The reason why is because it was glitchy for me, and you're going to see a lot of performance issues in the first couple of videos as I worked through how to resolve them. But because I had started recording in 720p, I just finished in 720p and didn't even try to do the 1080 because I had enough is enough. I don't know what happened between the last beta weekend and this one, but holy cow, there was a serious performance issue that a lot of people were complaining about. So you're going to see bugs that were introduced in this last one, and you're going to see freezes and lag that did not used to exist. This game, for me, before this build, ran flawlessly. So I just wanted to make that very clear. The last point is, if you decide to play this game at launch or even during another beta weekend, if they have one, I'm going to show later on you can actually be in the right area to finish a quest, but you haven't talked to the appropriate person to get it to spawn. So you'll be in the right place, but you'll think you're in the wrong place, if that makes any sense, because it won't show up on your map. Nothing will show up. So anyway, this is the character creation screen area, and I do like this area. I have created a wood elf because I have not played one, and I wanted to do a faction. Yeah, that's probably the one I'm going to go with, that I have not done. Each faction, after you get past the initial starting area, has its own starting area. So I wanted to do one that I have not done before for this series. I've done the other two, and I figured may as well do something I've never done. So I like the fact that there are voice options, skin tone, hair color. Unfortunately, one boob on hers it's lopsided. One is up and one is, I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. But there are lots of options here, even age and with tattoos and adornments and that kind of thing. I didn't put a lot of effort into this because this tune is not going to last. She's a test tune. So, yeah, I didn't put that much into it. But I don't want that to negatively impact the fact that you see all of these options. I do wish more games had at least this many options for customization. So let's jump in the game. Now, I spoke about bugs. This is right after character creation. You have one task: to explore this little area and talk to the prophet. This never happened before, at least not for me, before this last build. But what's going to happen is that I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to trigger the prophet to spawn, and there's no prophet. Logged in and out, nothing. I ended up having to create another character. Now, why I'm bringing this up is because I know this is beta, but they're introducing bugs a month before launch. That concerns me. So, new tune. Hour or so later, Prophet appears. Now, I also chose ranged instead of melee.
Slowly now. You've been through an ordeal. Take a few moments to collect yourself. Like you, I am a prisoner in this place, yet so much more. I am the past and the future, both. I am despair and hope. The tapestry we weave is a complex one. You cannot hope to see its pattern in its entirety. No. You must rescue me, and I, in turn, must rescue you. You must escape from this cell, take up arms, and protect yourself. Then find Lyris Titan.
Now, all of this, from what I've seen, is voice acted.
You there. We are escaping.
And I love that.
That's it. Quickly. You must escape before the guards.
If you're into lore and storylines,
Quickly. Follow
you will most likely like this.
There are weapons in the forge beyond these cells.
The only thing that I saw, which you'll see, okay, this is one of the glitches that did not happen before, where it would just randomly freeze for no reason. And I did find a solution to this, and I posted it on Facebook and Twitter when I found it. But by that point, I had recorded quite a bit. Well, not a whole lot, but you're gonna see it. And I decided not to hide it because, for me, this was introduced this last time, but there were people, I guess, experiencing this previously, and it's one little configuration change in the one setting in the configuration in your documents folder, changing a -0 to a 0 to a -1 to a 0, and that fixes it.
An enemy approaches. Strike it.
So I decided to keep it in so that you can see and experience what I was going through.
Do not slow the vestige. With the passing of time, any indecision becomes
as you go through the game. But I do like how this is voiced, but you're going to see that it gets, at least in this storyline that I'm doing, in this one, it gets very repetitive.
Another enemy blocks the path ahead. Dispatch it quickly.
So you're going to see that. But, like I said, each faction has a different storyline after you get past this area. So I implore you that if you don't like what you're seeing, you don't like the way that it's going, try another faction.
You got more meat on your bones than most of these poor bastards, and I see you've armed yourself. Good. I hope you've still got some fight left in you. You're going to need it. A fellow prisoner. The name's Lyris. What? Who told you to find me? The Prophet. He spoke to you? What did he say? Ha. That sounds like the Prophet, all right. He's a prisoner here too. It was very dangerous for him to speak to you, even for a moment. You must think you can help me. Break him out, of course. Believe me, I can use all the help I can get. That blind old man is the only person alive who can help us get back home. Tamriel's a long way from here. Keep your weapon ready and stay sharp. This place is full of surprises. I'm sure you do. And I'll answer them as best I can. He's a strange one, no doubt about it. But he's the wisest man I've ever met. He sees things. The past, the future. If he told you to find me, he must have had a very good reason. You're obviously not in Tamriel anymore. Think of the most miserable, depressing place you've ever been in your life. That's paradise compared to Cold Harbor. And to top it off, well, there's no easy way to say it. I don't know. Once we rescue the Prophet, he can tell you about the gods and the ways of oblivion. I don't understand any of it myself. A man named Menemarco. His worm cult is doing some kind of ritual back in Tamriel. They sacrificed you and everyone in this prison to the Daedric Prince Molag Bal. After you died, whatever was left showed up here. They call you the Soul Shriven. It means you're a slave and you'll spend the rest of eternity here in Cold Harbor, working under the lash of the Daedra. Unless, of course, you come with me. No, I wasn't sacrificed. The Prophet and I were brought here conventionally, if that makes any sense. But we're prisoners here, same as you. We need to make our way through the Ashen Mines to get to the enclosure where the Prophet's being held. It won't be easy. The place is watched by magical constructs called Sentinels. We won't stand a chance unless we can blind them. I'll tell you more when we get there. And we'll never get there if we don't get moving.
She has the best rack in the game. I swear she does. That cracks me up how my tune falls out. Oh man.
Quickly! While he's blinded, we must get to the Prophet's cell.
The game looks great. It looks really, really good.
Hermamora's wagging tongue. The door's warded. We'll never get in this way.
That was a waste. Now, you see that empty bench sitting there next to the man in the... See, though both of those benches are empty?
Damn it! Destroying the Sentinel must have triggered these wards. We'll need to find another way in. Maybe Cadwell can help us. Cadwell is the oldest of the Soul Shriven. After years of torment, Soul Shriven usually go insane and turn feral. But not Cadwell. He was already insane before he left Tamriel. Mad as a box of frogs, but completely harmless. You'll see. Cadwell sees things as he wishes them to be. To him, Cold Harbor is a wondrous place. It's his home. And he knows it like the back of his hand. He's usually down by the river. Let's go find him.
Now, voila, he's there. So, wait a second, let's talk to him.
Hello, what's this? Out for a stroll then? Lovely day for it. Sir Cadwell, yes indeed, a pleasure. And fair Lyris, good to see you, my dear. How are you then? Oh dear, well that is inconvenient, isn't it? Tell you what, I happen to know another way in. Much more of a scenic route. Rather a fun little jaunt actually, full of traps and corpses and nasty beasties filling up the bits in between. Rather cautiously, I expect. Watch your step, hold your nose, and do mind the traps. There'll like as not be a fair dose of running and skull bashing as well. Follow the river. You'll find the door to the Undercroft at the water's end. Once you're inside, stick to the light, and you'll find a ladder that will take you right up to the Prophet straight away. Do give him my best.
So I brought this up.
Best of luck. Do check
wait,
in
there's
now
more.
and again, won't you? Well, there's not much to tell, is there? It's the same old pish-tosh, gallant knight, epic quests, rescued maidens. I came to this land when my head was quite unceremoniously separated from my body. Bad luck that, but you make the best of things. Oh, quite a long time. In fact, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I was the oldest of the Soul Shriven. Of those who didn't go feral, that is. I know every tunnel and path, every nook and cranny. The others look up to me, I suppose. Ah, Lyris, girl's as mad as sheer Gorus jammies. Heart's in the right place, I suppose. Says she's got to rescue the Prophet to save us all from eternal torment. How an old blind man could do that is quite beyond me. An imperial gentleman. Apparently he was once a powerful mage, but the years haven't been kind. Lyris says he knows of a path back to Tamriel. I rather think that if one existed, I'd have found it by now. I hadn't actually given it much thought. Anything's possible, I suppose. Truth is, I've been here so long, this place feels like home. But a good uprising now and again is a pleasant diversion, so where's
Okay, I brought this up because there will be times when you are in the right spot, but you haven't talked to the right person to cause the NPC to spawn. So remember that while you're questing. This is a good place to end this, so thank you for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one.